to find that we are hosted here to discuss things that are affecting our marriages, especially when we are doing it from Christian background. May I take this wonderful opportunity, since we believe in gender sensitivity, so that you can also hear from my dear wife saying hi to you.
Good evening, brethren. Praise God. We are happy to have you this evening. And we are looking at the topic, which is very interesting. Are we not compatible? What next? And when I looked at this topic, I got amused. I was asking myself, surely, why shouldn't we be compatible? Why should we be incompatible in the first place? Because if we are to look at the 10 commandments, we have one important one of loving your neighbor as you love yourself. And I was imagining, if you can love your neighbor as you love yourself, then what about that person that you meet and you feel like you should spend the rest of your life with them? Why should you not be compatible? And of course, given so many challenges that we face today in the world, yes, we cannot run away from it. Yes, sometimes we are incompatible. And in the first place, what is being incompatible? We are looking at different views, two people with different views, two people with possibly different desires, and generally people who don't match. There is a mismatch. There is less connection. You can say that these people are different in important ways. You don't agree. You can say you don't have the chemistry. You can say you're not attracted to each other. And when you look at all these, then we need to look at why. Why should we not be compatible? What are some of the challenges that bring us to this topic? And we have a few. And when you look at the roles we play in our marriages and the expectations, sometimes the role, you find people playing different, they mix the roles. The role of the leader is being done by the wife. The role of the wife is being done by the husband. And there's a lot of confusion, and someone gets to a point and they ask themselves, but who am I? This is when the element of incompatibility comes in. And when someone enters this relationship with different expectations, then a person will not achieve the same and feel like, no, we are not compatible. And we also look at frequent disagreements that are not resolved. Sometimes when you have those frequent disagreements that are not resolved, then you think actually you're not connected. There is lack of effective communication. To me, I think this is the greatest of them all. When you don't communicate, surely you will feel like you're incompatible. When there is lack of emotional support, when there is infidelity and trust issues, when we have the culture and social pressure, culture has put so many things on us that it even will give you the time and tell you you're growing old, you've not yet gotten married, and then you end up going without looking at mental health. And then we make grave mistakes when we start comparing our spouses with other people around us. It is impossible. because we are different people created in the image of God, and we have different talents. We are different altogether. So we shouldn't compare with others. And when we reach there, then you look at a situation of, then, okay, if we have all these that are showing us that we are incompatible, then so what? The challenge here is, are both of us looking at it in the same way? Are we all looking at it and saying, hey, look here, we are incompatible, so what is the next? This will require both the couple, the man and the woman, to realize that, yes, there's a problem and we need to handle it. And it is possible. We the Mucunguzis usually say that everything is possible and it's never too late in marriage. You can reinstate. You can put some more ingredients so that you don't look at your marriage and you don't look at your spouse as though your spouse was not compatible to you. And we need to look at the types of compatibility, because sometimes you may say, okay, but how are we supposed to be compatible? So we have some types of compatibility. This is when you have realized, and we are saying, yes, you could have those challenges of incompatibility, but when you want it to work as a couple, yes, it is workable and it can work. Then when we look at the types of compatibility, we have the physical attraction. Physical attraction. We all know men are visual. When a man looks at a lady, they will automatically get attracted, and he knows I'm attracted to the other one. You will be having 10 ladies in the room, but he will be attracted to one specific person. And of course, when he is attracted to a person and they approach the person, and the person is also accepts the advance, then you can say these people are connecting. They are physically attracted to each other. And this physical, we can look at it in different ways. If we are a couple, we should make sure that we are physically attracted. When we look at each other, the chemistry is there. How do we do it? You make sure that you're smart, you're clean, and you have these physical touches. You don't just leave as if you're a sister. No, emotional compatibility. When you have a partner and this partner does not even appreciate the partner does not, like some jokes and does not think about you in details, you feel you're missing something. And if we have to reinstate the situations where we are incompatible, then we need to look at it. We need to be more kinder to each other. We need to appreciate. We need to be considerate to each other. And then we also need to when we do all this, then the trust will come. We will come up. We will trust each other. And we will nurture each other in the best way that there is. Then we have the intellectual compatibility, sharing ideas. You share the interest. You have great conversations as a couple. You listen when the other when your partner is speaking. Listen so that you can understand and even ask questions. And if you don't do this, then the other party feels like you're leaving them behind. You think they are not smart enough. They will feel disconnected somehow. So this is why, even if you know that intellectually this partner of yours is not your level, but you can lift them up, you can listen to them, at least show them that respect, that they're also people who can think. Then we have the external, this external compatibility. This one is directly the spiritual one. This is very important. If you're a couple, do you even have a vision for your family, for your marriage? A vision. What is it as a leader, as a man who is leading? Where are you heading to? Are you talking to this helper of yours and showing her the vision, where you're going, where you're coming from? And how do you do this when you don't have God in between you? You have to make sure that there is God, because you need to know what kind of a home you want, and how should you raise your children. You need to look at all these. And when you look at these, then you can communicate these things together and agree on the principles of, for example, how do you raise your children? And what legacy are you living? And where is your hope? Because sometimes we go through situations which are hopeless. And throughout this, we are looking at who we are in Christ. We are looking at who we are in Christ, and we should help each other. Sometimes we are not all spiritually strong, but as a helper, as a head of it, so that you're praying, so that you are on the same page. And I usually love the communication, the effective communication. To me, as me, as the Muchala Polisi, and as the family of Mucunguzi, I believe that effective communication is very important in any kind of relationship, because you have to be open, you have to be honest, and you must be direct. On communication, you need to be very clear. In Africa, we have a tendency of telling lies. You want to lie because you want to cover something that you don't want the other party to know. You must be clear so that you are well understood and you stand your word. When I was growing up, they used to tell us that a man, a true man, does not change his word. When you're clear and you're well understood, then surely why should you change your word? And when you are being talked to as a spouse, you need to pay attention. Pay good attention. What do I mean? Keep away the phone, keep away the laptop. Make sure you keep away all the distractions. No phones. Make sure you are in a good environment where you have to pay great attention and listen carefully to understand, not to respond. And when you do that, you will definitely understand, and you will ask questions. Ask questions. Ask questions, good questions, so that the other person also understands that you are understanding what he's trying to put across, and you're together in this. And be ready for different answers, of course, as you ask the question. Don't ask a question when you expect a certain answer. Or be open-minded so that you can receive any kind of an answer and appreciate it. Don't hold it against the person, and stop all kinds of interruptions. And please, when you face issues in marriage, in a relationship, in order for you to avoid the other incompatibility, make sure you handle the issues promptly. Don't anything, because we have couples that, and I remember when we had just met, we tried it and it was not interesting at all. So that is how we sat down and agreed that no, we cannot go through this. This is hell. Why are we subjecting ourselves to such? And we said we will not sleep unless we have resolved an issue as it comes. And that is what we have been doing for the last 12 years. I can tell you it is the best thing you can do in marriage, because you sleep, you will sleep and enjoy your sleep. You will enjoy your marital bed because you're not facing the wall, you're not hiding, you're not feeling heavy. You resolve and everything is okay. Please understand that working as a team in marriage, understanding. And when we look at the finances, I know these ones also bring us a lot of problems. The finances, you have to be disciplined. Please, you understand that the monies you make, both of you, these are your family finances. The moment you're taking them away without talking to the other party, you're stealing from your own family. Don't become thieves. We are here talking, quarreling, corruption here and there, but we are practicing it in our own families. So what do we expect? Please let us have financial discipline. Discuss the finances. If you have to give money, say I am giving money. There's nobody who will stop you. But it is just a matter of understanding each other and appreciating each other and allowing our flaws and shortcomings, and we appreciate them, because we are not going to change the people we interact with, the people we marry, but we will understand them and understand where they are coming from. Okay, let me call my king to add on to this.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. What a wonderful presentation, my dear wife. Watch with really, that's very good. Thank you, my OG, for doing this wonderful presentation. And as a Christian, I say to put tendereza, yeah, yes, 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 saigona ziza, Dixon and Paul, my friend, if you were me, wouldn't you marry such a wonderful wife? He emphasized that.
Absolutely. But carry on, Afande.
Okay, thank you, Paul, my brother. So she said that incompatibility is a situation where a couple's differences, values, beliefs, interests, lifestyle, that cause an healthy relationship between the two. She able told you about causes. She loves communication issues, yeah? And she talked about lifestyle, indeed, spending habits. Some people, they think that a woman shouldn't be talked about, but she equally talked about Ursirika and resolve the conflict. I normally ask myself, in any case, how did these two meet? One day she told me that, hey, my king, do you know that that we have some women who think that there is what we call sexually transmitted wealth? I said, what do you mean? Some women get married simply because they think that through sex, they can get what they need. So incompatibility can lead to feelings of frustration. They say if you lose peace of mind at home, then that's why we have high chances of high chances and causes of mental illness, resentment, and unhappiness in marriage, making it challenging to maintain a healthy and loving relationship. Some women, not every woman is a marriage material. Some of them are typical knives. They can cut any time. A nagging wife is the problem in a man's life. The same thing, not every human being, not every man who puts on a trouser is a husband material. So you need to be compatible on many things. You look beyond the feelings of the first attraction, but see some future in a person. So, and let me talk about this. Women, you can't force somebody to be the person you need him or to be. Compatibility is not about being the same. It's about being willing to grow together. Over time, me and my dear wife, we are so compatible to the extent that we predict what we are about to say. We normally say, Mpenyana yanje, give me my calf in Runyankore, especially when we do what? When we say same thing together. It expects that I'm about to tickle her. I always feel her that she's about to tickle me. And our children are always saying, where, hey, I found it. You are in ambush with your dear wife. ABCD, you need to be compatible, be friends. Don't be a wild animal in your home. Some people are meant to be in your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. I repeat this. Some people are meant to be in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. When you figure out that which one is it, then you will know what to do. For us in security, they say, if you don't have target, then you become a soft target of the other people. So do you have a target, or you are just being a target? You know, they say, location without emission, as she was telling you, causes a dislocation. So you need to make sure that in whatever you're doing, be doing well. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, we normally, when we reach on these issues, we talk a lot. But see, I can emphasize that the best love is the kind that awakens the soul and makes a man and woman reach for more, that plants a fire in the hearts and brings peace of mind. This was once said by Nicola, who is worth of your love. I normally see women who hug anyhow. Do not go giving hugs to anybody. That chest is meant for one person. For example, she calls me a king. So to me, man, I feel so stout and jump because I know that I don't have Mporo kingdom, but I feel that worthiness, that man, there's somebody who calls me a king, and you are worthy of somebody who loves you. Do you walk a talk of the love? This Maharawa Bazigaba, the daughter of Bazigaba clan, a queen of Mporo Brown Muzungu, my dear wife, she loves flowers, okay? Hey, I said so because I normally see women hugging boda guys, yet they had never hugged their husbands. And you ask yourself, what is the problem? Is it a security matter or what? So you need to always be mean on whom you give hugs, on whom you give the pecks. You find somebody, you have met somebody in a bus, you are giving hugs, and you are saying, what is this? So as Christians, me and Chara Police, we think that solving marriage incompatibility needs you to have the wisdom like the one in James chapter 1, verse 5. Okusaba, prayer, seek guidance and wisdom from God to understand. I normally say that you see, a man was created first in Genesis chapter 1. And when God saw that that man is going to be alone, he made him sleep. And then he created somebody called a woman. You know, when Adam was sleeping, he didn't know the ingredients that God used to create this woman. Therefore, you don't know this woman. But if you petition back to the Almighty Creator who has the original settings, he will tell you who is this woman. So a man doesn't know the ingredients that God used to create a woman. But when you seek back, as it is in James 1:5, God will tell you that this wife is made of this. Communication, encourage open and honest dialogue. My wife normally, when I chop wires, she normally tells me, my king, you are very right, but what is the truth? You know, for her, she went to good school, so I normally think twice. I say, repeat, as police. Then she say, you are very right, but what is the truth in this? Then I say, okay, now let me analyze so that I can understand. And you know, communication, Ephesians chapter 4, verse 9, tells us that let's have honest dialogue. Dixon, my friend, if you go and commit a crime outside, never you wait for public to be the one to bring the bad news at home. Gather the energy, go and tell this madam, you see, the devil is a liar. I was raped on the way. Unfortunately, biologically, I impregnated this woman. What do we do about this child? Now, you see, forgiveness, practice mercy and grace towards each other. Colossians chapter 3. Paul is telling Colossians that can you be kind and have some mercy? You know that you met this adult nigger, and we have different background, brought up differently. We shall always behave differently. There are some men, by the way, hey, who don't know how to use toilet, and you are there swearing that you are head of family. You learn that I don't know how to use a toilet. They teach you, and things do better. Wives who are here, submit to your husband, and husband love your wives as God loved the church. Paul's letter to 5, Ephesians 5:22. Some women, when they get children, they forget about us. Yet they forget that we are the first baby and we shall be the last baby. These children that we normally get are usually bonus, are blessings that from God. So let them not stand on the way. I loved it when my wife said, you see, these men normally love seeing. Yes, high nutrition is allowed, but what is intent? You are supposed to see. There is that wild animal that makes a man look. When a woman passes shaking her nyash nyash, a man looks behind. But as a Christian, what is the intent? Can you stop at high nutrition and don't disorganize the amora? Huh? So, and in case you are disorganized, go and invest in that woman at home. All women are similar, but the difference is on how do you add value as a man. You are there saying that my woman has no water. Have you bought watermelon? Or you are just there talking anyhow in sauna? Wewe tutapiga wewe. So conflict resolution is very, very paramount. Me and my wife, we agreed that we shall never sleep before we solve a conflict. And I think it would be much better that we can do much in this issue of incompatibility. The Bible does not encourage incompatibility. Why do you fail to agree to adults? Sit down and know that marriage is a project where you are a stakeholder and a shareholder, but not a monopolist. For example, I'm the president of the Mucunguzi family, and my dear wife is the vice president. So I'm Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, she's Jessica Arupo. And we make things go on very well. Our children are like Nebanja, Prime Minister, and other things. So you need also to be so serious so that you can do well. Mediating and always practice love and respect is very paramount. Seek God's guidance. Remember, marriage is a journey of growth and sanctification. Professor Chitehimba and Lydia, my good friends, are the ones who told me this, that marriage is a journey of growth and sanctification. So when you do this and you know that you are on this world, you will be doing well. You know, Dixon, when we start these issues of love and marriage, moreover now we're having the ingredient of incompatibility, and you are sharing with the love therapy. Things may take us almost to 8 p.m. Can we first confirm whether we are talking to people, they are listening, or we are just talking alone? Are we still compatible in terms of communication?
You're talking in front of
Hey, I'm talking to you.
Yes, please.
So, the question remains, what next, my dear wife? what next as I also come later on.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. On what next? We surely need to forgive. We need to forgive. We need to be forgiving. But we don't have to take advantage of situations because someone is forgiving. We take advantage of them and keep doing the same mistakes, hoping that we will be forgiven. No, we need a lot of grace. Treat the person the way you would want to be treated.
Empathy.
Yes. And don't bring things from the past when you are forgiving. Forgive and leave those things in the past and look at forging forward. And give priorities to each other. By the way, let me tell you, for me, my first priority is my husband. The rest will follow.
Hello. Volume there.
I give God. Wait. God is my first priority, of course, but my husband is the first. And I don't, even if I am at work and my husband calls and there is something that needs my attention, I will immediately leave. I will leave. I will not even give it a second thought. So you have to be deliberately intentional. Please. And for them, of course, for those who are going through mental health challenges, these are our people. We need to seek medical solutions for mental wellness, and we need to seek counseling and therapy for healing. Let us not stay there saying we are incompatible when actually one of us is really not well. We need to go through and see exactly what the problem is. Let us understand our problems, our challenges. And we need to look at bonding as a must. We must bond. How do we bond? We need to look at small surprises, some good gestures. Like my husband told you, I love flowers. He's always giving me flowers. Sometimes it doesn't hurt for him to come with just one sweet, just one. And it means a lot. And we need to have these intimate touches. We have to be intimate and non-intimate touches. When you're out, you touch your wife. She needs to feel the security. She needs to be secure with you all the time. And you have to have the mutual respect. Respect mutually. Don't look at her because she's a woman and you feel she's a weak person and you feel she does not deserve the respect. She does. And this is when she will also respect you very well. And we should be non-judgmental while communicating. Please don't be judgmental. I love communication, and I usually tell people that I usually need the whole day to talk about communication, because this communication is a strong part of marriage that you can't separate. The moment you separate, then you will have issues of compatibility and other related issues. Avoid being manipulative and mind reading. We have a big challenge here. People want to be so manipulative because they know maybe this person has a good, she's naturally good. You can do what you want and get away with it. And we want to be manipulative in all ways because we know we will get away with it. No, please don't be, because you're dealing with a human being. You're dealing with a person in God's own image. Please respect that person. And don't read their mind. You know, sometimes us, especially the women, when a man delays out, and he comes a bit late, the first question is, so you have come from your women? My friend, possibly this is not near to the truth. Can you discuss? Can you understand what could have happened to the man? Can you sit and understand and appreciate what he's talking about? And listen. Don't interrupt, because sometimes we feel we are angered. The man is coming back at 2. Where is he coming from? You're already annoyed. Don't invite anger in your marriage. Try as much as you can to suppress the anger. Try to talk. You see, anger represses communication in most cases.
It is actually a cousin to danger.
And it is a cousin to danger. And when you run away from communicating, and now you want to show that you're very angry, really, you're not helping the situation, you're not helping yourself, you're not helping the other party, and you're not building any family that is admirable. Let us try as much as we can to stop the anger in our marriages. Let us strive to achieve the oneness. Oneness is very important in marriage. How do we achieve this? If we can communicate maturely, communicate to make sure on time, and the other person is listening to understand, and even asks questions to make sure that she is involved in the conversation, then we are towards this oneness. And oneness can be achieved. It is something that is supposed to be part of us as married people. But I don't know why we like running away from it. It is very bad. And we have to look at self-care. Self-care. Self-care, it has so many things in it. And this self-care will help us to heal. Heal from the unknown. Heal from our traumas, the childhood traumas. Most of them manifest in our marriages. But if you don't have the self-care, you will actually never know that you're behaving the way you're behaving because of the past. Because of, I don't know, your grandmother, because of your mother. I have seen several corporate ladies, they don't want to get married. And when you sit with them, the first thing they tell you is, I don't want to be like my mother. Why? She saw the mother go through a lot, and because she didn't have an option, she had to endure. And for her, she says, no, I am not going to that nonsense. Why? Because she's not giving herself room to heal from that and look at life in a different way, and prepare herself to meet a different person, a person different from her father, from her grandfather, and from all impacted her. So, in conclusion, I think we are almost the. You see, the topic is so broad. We really needed more time, but I can see the time is getting closer to the end. In conclusion, I am saying, as spouses, please stop comparing your spouses with others and appreciate the little that there is. If you are in one roomed house, be contented, appreciate that, and stay prayerful. God is a provider. Even the people you're comparing your husband with were in that situation some years ago. You're not even aware of that. And for you, you want what they want right now. Don't be like that. Please make sure you are contented. Make sure you're prayerful. Make sure you bond every day with your spouse. Because if you don't, you will feel the gap. And this is the gap we do not want to hear. What we want to hear is the oneness. What we want to hear is the communication. Good communication that will lead you to oneness. And when you get to oneness, heaven is on earth. Thank you, my dear King.
Wonderful, wonderful, my dear wife. Thank you very much for this. You have won yourself a banquet of flowers. Ladies and gentlemen, we have really talked a lot, but we can say successful marriage requires falling in love many times, always with the same person. As I have fallen in love with this dear wife of mine for the last 12 years, and it is sweet every day. We are determined where we are going every day. So can you fall in love as many times as you can with the same person? To the extent that we're again in love. Happy marriages, when we love the one we marry. Are not compatible with your spouse and you wanted solution, you know that there is a problem. For us as Mucunguzis, we don't support the divorce, we don't support incompatibility, but we normally say that really try as much as you can, whether what you are compatible. Eh? I normally tell people that when you see a man in court asking for divorce, he's simply saying, I've failed my leadership skills at home, and therefore I'm just Antichrist. Let me hand over and I go away. So we normally say that divorce, unless it is so risky and life-threatening, avoid it as much as you can. Marriage is like a submarine from the security point of view. You see, the business and ideology of submarine is that it is only safe if all of you are inside the same. So, ladies and gentlemen, me and my dear wife, we have a YouTube channel by names of SSP.Jackson Mucunguzi. We normally talk about these issues of the same in different ways and different form and content. But if you can always go there, go on YouTube, put SSP.Jackson Mucunguzi. You understand this. The success of marriage, okay? The success of marriage comes not in finding the right person, but in the ability of both partners to adjust to the real person they inevitably realize they married. Two of you cannot be comfortable. Two of you cannot be say that for us we are right from Monday up to evening. But when you know that the two of you are doing well, then things may get so well. Many marriage would be better if the husband and the wife clearly understood that they are the one on the same side. I say this again. Many marriages would be better if the husband and wife clearly understood that they are on the same side. Some people are married, but when they are single, others are competitors, as if they are in Chikubo. You find that the husband is competing with the wife. This one is hiding money from here. Some men leave money in the car because they know that the wives will go and do police CID work, search and seize. Yeah? Whatever you get, they seize. You find that a wife has property that the man is not aware. You find that somebody, it is repeated to find that your spouse is a whistleblower. The one who goes to police to say, my husband is a thief. So I'm very glad that my mentor and Mama Jessica Vitwire is online. She is 45 years in marriage and she guides us. And over time, we have tried to make sure we don't shame her. Mama, we love you when we are seeing here. In conclusion, as we wait for questions, you know, we have many stories. A good marriage is like a contest of generosity. A good marriage is like, or is a contest of generosity. Are you generous in marriage or you are mean? Some of you who are attached, yeah? I don't know who gives you the court order that if I don't bring money for Kameza, you are not going to give me chow chow. Hello, you left your mother and father. Anang. I'm supposed we are on family TV. Okay, family channel. But I'm telling you, marriage is a contest of generosity, and therefore do not attach. Yeah? Madam, if I don't have money, give me what belongs to me. Biology demands. Finances should not be, I had told you at the beginning that there is nothing like sexually transmitted wealth. You must work together. Yeah. Do not go, Banang, it is 5 minutes to 8. I think it is high time we allow the moderator and they say 1 or 2 words.
Wow. Wow, 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 amazing Apande. Sexually transmitted wealth, the king in the house. Chow chow should not actually come with a cost for the wives. Interesting conversation here, and let's friends take time and appreciate the Mucunguzis, Afande, for the ministry they've met towards us. We can share with them flowers. Since Mrs.Wicklin loves flowers, please pluck them and share them with her. I want to quickly run to the chat, and for me this was counseling to those that are married and actually those that are not yet married, like the Brothers Union. But I saw a comment that was quite interesting, a comment that appreciates you, the Mucunguzis, ministering to us. It came from Uncle Bob, and there was Esther watching Manu couple. We are MU. Very interesting conversation there. Friends, yes, Uncle Bob actually had this to say. Thank you, the Mucunguzis, for the presentation. You're nailing the topic. Bulungi. Question. Our great grannies used to arrange marriages for their children, some of them being our present parents. These marriages seem to stand the test of time, despite the direct beneficiaries not having a say in the choice and having a say in the choice and not as Christianized as it is today. However, with widespread Christianity today, and with shifts from parents marriage, and arrangements for their children to individuals have opportunities, an opportunity to just a minute. Individuals have an opportunity to making personal partner choices convincingly based on compatibility. We seem to have more failing marriages than then. And my Uncle Ben is actually asking, what's your take on the paradigm shift to marriage's stability? I think that's a pertinent question. Is asking what your take is, the Mucunguzis, in regard to the paradigms that are shifting in marriages. That's question one. The rest, thank you. Thank you. And I can surely say thank you as well. But if you could respond to that, the Mucunguzis, about the paradigm and the shifts in marriage, we shall be very glad to hear your opinion and what advice you could offer unto us. Back to you, the Mucunguzis.
Wow. Thank you, Uncle Bob, my good friend. It's a pleasure. That's fine that you have been online. Yes. Actually, in the beginning, marriage was like security. Our parents used to do what we call due diligence for us. And that's why they use it to arrange marriage. No wonder it has lived up to almost 45 or what, as you can hear. But unfortunately today, we have different yardsticks. You find somebody is taken by influence of third party, that your friends you have met on in a bar, in a church, you haven't done any due diligence. So that paradigm shift that has happened is really worth seeing. Our parents were not educated nor civilized as we are, but they had that science of avoiding diseases, of making sure that they are avoiding incest. The other day I was on YouTube. I watched how a brother married a sister simply because the father was not part of children. He was an absent father. So how I wish we can do hybrid, that will be much better. You do the due diligence. What type of woman am I going to marry? Today's due diligence is done on social media handles. If I go on your Facebook account, what do you normally post there? Twabakowa, Rasajambwa, wa. You will never get married. We go on X account, we say, what do you post every day? Because they say garbage in, garbage out. So due diligence is very paramount. The Banyankore have a saying that, oh, Afrera Buza, and I can see Mchara is agitating, oh, gee. Can you say something on that?
Thank you so much. And I think we really have to appreciate that then even our people didn't have a choice. Women were prepared for marriage, and that was it. They knew they were supposed to get married, and they were even told never to come back home because they have been sent to make a home, which is totally different today. And I think what has caused all this is that the shift was not well managed. In that, for example, as the women, we want to go and work. We still want to keep our money. We still want to be treated as the other woman. Why? We want the man to provide. And yet we are out every day. What do we bring to the table? Most of them have not understood that they need to bring something on the table.
There is no money yechchara.
That is why we have the saying of money yechchara, which is very unfortunate, because that shift was supposed to be handled, and so that a woman knows, if I am going to work, then I need to show the worth for my work. If I am not willing to do that, then I should remain home and look after the family and the children. If I want to be taken care of, I know of a lady, she works somewhere in a bank and she earns good money, but she cannot even buy salt at home. Why? She still behaves like a traditional woman, but she's at work. She is at work and she's earning. And when the husband asks where she puts her money, she says, they sent Yichchara. Some of these things are really causing a lot of a big drift between couples. And you can't blame the men. And sometimes the men feel they get so confused, because this is the helper who is well placed and who is supposed to help in so many ways, but they don't want to help, but they want to be taken care of. This was not well handled, and I think this happened during was that World War II or I, when the men went to war and the women went to the factories to manufacture the bullets. And when the men came back during that time, they could not get back to their jobs. The women had taken over and they were not willing to go back home. I'm very sure it is at that time that they were supposed to look at the issue and give it a clear path for us to enjoy the future.
Wonderful. Industrial revolution. You can say, you're even a historian. You know, it is better to be slow and careful in the right direction than to be fast and careless on the wrong path. Marriage can break any time. Okay? So marriage can break any time. It's not a matter of how long you have been in marriage, but what are you doing in that marriage? So I hope we have answered. That's our parting shot. So we can back to you.
Wow. Thank you very much, Pande Mucunguzi. I have been watching the chat room. It has been on fire. I can see Muchala chairman, the only chairman on call this evening, who is actually threatening some lock-ins and their passports that are supposed to be written, I think, in her name or something like that. It's been quite busy in the chat room. I don't know whether there were other questions, but it's appreciation from every corner, every angle, how you've connected with us. And on this note, I want to appreciate you once again. I don't know whether Professor John Chitaimwa is on call. If you could unmute and probably say one word or two, we shall be very glad to, hear your voice. If you're on call, sir, you'll be welcome. I know that there is something that you definitely could have desired to pass across in regard to this topic. Prof, are you there? If you're not there, then I will now. I saw Reverend Gillian, the digital pastor, who is on call right now. I hope you're still there, Reverend Gillian. Yes, you're still there. I don't know what comes to your mind. What would you want to, put across? But I would also invite you to make a parting shot, and also a vote of thanks to the Mucunguzis for ministering to us from actually a point of experience, from a point of a journey that they have lived together, and so many things to learn, really, so many things to learn from them. Reverend Gillian, if you could just go ahead and shake the table with a vote of thanks, but also yes,
I hear the digital table shake. I have been the most disciplined this evening, very disciplined. I don't know what you're talking about. And all you noisemakers in the noisemakers lounge. But thank you so much, Mucunguzi. It would be nice to hear from our Mugole Reverend Gad Mugisa. He has just been married for under 6 months. I don't know whether he understands this subject, but Reverend God, it will be nice to hear from you, your confession so far, before I wrap it up.
Praise the Lord.
Amen.
I am being tempted to say, but it has been so enriching in a sense that I wouldn't want to surpass what the experienced men and women have gone through. We are just coming to 6 months old in marriage, and most of it is being spent virtually. But I must have sat to what the speaker of tonight, SSP.Jackson and Mrs.Wicklin Mucunguzi have shared with us this evening from a practical point of view. It's because we learn from the past and we build on from what others have gone through. But I think I have a viable testimony also in respect to what they have said. We are not compatible. What next? this, I think, in the few days so far we have spent, the way forward has always been to sit down and resolve the matters, not to part company. Because for our case, we just exchanged the vows a few months ago, and the point of what next in those areas where we are not compatible, we sit down and try to learn more from each other and resolve them in a way that builds intimacy for our being together in our young family. So Afande, together with your sweetheart, thank you for encouraging us and giving us new insights. We are still copying notes, especially those of us who are still new in the system. And even those who have been there for some time, learning never ends. We continue learning each and every time. My big sister, Reverend G, thank you so much for bringing me out of Kamori to say this. I thought I was just gonna be quiet and copy notes, but somehow you have insinuated me to say it. Now I am handing over the microphone back to you to proceed from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mugole. When you're Mugole, everything is good. Things are nice. Fights are few, especially when it's virtual. Also, we assume. But just want to add my voice to Reverend Gads to sincerely thank you, Afande Mucunguzi. I like Afande, Mrs. Police. I like that part. Thank you for accepting to embrace that identity for the sake of transforming it for Christ. May the Lord bless you. We am truly humbled hearing from your life story. Thank you for accepting to be vulnerable, for sharing with us openly. Thank you for especially sharpening and exciting the brothers union and the sisters union. Yes, I have seen confessions. I think you've challenged a number of them, and I think they are depopulated this evening. Many of them are busy swearing that come the next 2 or so months, they'll be out of here, out of the club, courtesy of the insights you have just shared with them. And the proposals for lock-in, counseling, what and so forth. So finally, the BUs are taking action. But to the topic, you have handled it really well. I think and there's no two people who are exactly completely compatible. We are all different. God has created us differently. And as long as we're different, people will always, the times when we'll be incompatible, the times we'll have challenges, but the issue is intentionally working at the issues, bridging the gap to ensure that the two remain as one, that nothing comes in the middle of the two to put them apart, to tear them asunder, not money, not communication, poor communication, not family, not relatives, not friends. Nothing should come in the middle of the two. So it is really, if you want to say salvation, it's a salvation journey. We keep walking this journey. We keep fighting. We keep fighting and running the race until the Lord eventually welcomes us home and crowns each of us. So I want to thank you so much for this, for the sharing, for the deep sharing. And I want to believe that you will be coming back again on such a related topic, or perhaps similar to this, such that you can continue to sharpen and continue to share these insights, to mentor and to draw many to this ministry of marriage. May the Lord bless you and refresh you. Thank you. Did you say a closing prayer as well?
Yes, please. If you could just
the
do the
birthday boy, the birthday chair
Oh, yeah.
boy.